Hello, you are welcome to Creative Ends Platform. This is my channel and you are welcome. Today I'm making a tutorial on how to use Asoke. Asoke, we call it Asoke over here in Nigeria, on how to use Asoke to create a turban. So what I am actually making is going to serve as a turban. At the same time, it can serve as autogele. So let's just do this. So what I'm doing now, already this Ashoke was joined before my client get it to me. So I have to like start cutting it out to the sizes that I want to use. So I cut it out now and I have about 4 pieces of the Ashoke joint together. So I'm separating it so that I can get the part I will use for the base and the part I will use for the cap. So this length I have separated is for me to be able to create the base, the turban I mean. So that's what I mean by the base, the turban. So after separating the four, I separated into two, separated the two until I was able to get each of the ashoke out. You understand? So whenever I am going to create a crossband, what I do is that I work with excess fabric. This is so that I can actually cross properly. If you know you can cross without doing excess fabric, I think that would be better. So I sometimes I use the length 16, some other time I can use 18 or even 19. So all I just want is for it to be able to cross and it will not be too small for my client's head. So I like working with excess material so that I can achieve what I intend to achieve properly without making any mistake. Because sometimes when I try to like manage fabric, I find out you end up cutting the base that will not be too small. At the end of the day, you might just have to condemn it so that you get something better. So to be on that the safer side, I always do something longer. So the length I use for the base is about 18, two separate 18, and then to cover it, I covered it with about 22 inches. Yes, I covered it with about 22 inches. So that it can get to each of the ends. So this is how it will look after attaching it to each other and using my sewing machine to sew. This is how it will look. Then I will fold it like a turban. I'll fold it like a turban, and then I'll give some opening at the back and then sew it the same way I will sew a turban. And remember, I cut the edge, so the edge is rough. So I will also need to, so I'll fold the edges just to, Ashoke have a way of losing very fast. So I will just fold the edges so that I'll avoid that losing stuff. Then I'm going to now use a part of it to create a pleat, because that the pleat is what I will need to rest my design on. So I'm going to create a pleat, and to create the pleat, the length of the ashoke I'll be using is about 33 inches. You can do 30. 30 is perfect, but I used 33 inches for this project. I will always cut out the excess part, and then to fold it, you can see what I'm doing. So when I fold it carefully like this, arrange it properly. That part I'm holding with my hand now, I'll first of all use needle and thread to sew it down while I try to move the pleat. And for every move I make, before I will change my hand and do the next pleat, I will use thread also to hold it down. So let me do it and come back and show to you. So this is how it will look after holding it, sewing it with the thread, and keep folding to ensure it's uniform. And then this is how the cap will also look. You can see I sew it like a turban. Then I have the part of it that I use my needle and thread to make a loose stitches for, and then I gather it together. But I'm going to leave it like that because it's Asoke. If it's normal material, I can cut it and weave. But because it's Asoke, I don't like cutting it anyhow. So you see the opening at the back as well. This is to enable it fit into the head of the client so that when they wear, it will fit properly, and then the handle will also help for them to tie it behind. So now this is the part of the Asoke I'll be using to create my design, and the measurement for this part of the Asoke is about 12 inches by 9. So the length is 12 inches long. Don't mind me, my tape is bad. So uh, sometimes it happens like that. So my the length is about 12 inches, and then the width, which is the wideness, is about 9 inches. So 12 inches by 9. That was what I used for this particular design. So what I want to do is to quickly fold it, but I'm going to start the folding from the edge. But let me just show you the length for the pleat. You know, I told you before that it's 33, so that you can see it properly. So for the pleat, I have 33 inches. So if you can use any width, you understand, but I believe this width is about 24 inches. So it's 33 by 24. All right, so this is how I'm going to fold, like in a triangular form. So when I'm folding, it will be like when you divide the shape into two equal triangles. So it will be as if you divide, because the shape I have is a rectangle, but it's just going to look like you share it into two equal triangle. I would have loved to use a square for the design. That is, I would have used like 12 by 12, 9 by 9, you understand. That would just give me a perfect design. But because this material was already joined before bringing it to me, I have to make do with what I have. If you try to like get everything the way you want it, you might just end up not having enough of the material to use. So I actually prefer to work with what I have, and I trust my judgment that I'll be able to come out with something good for my client. By the way, my client that owns this fascinator autogele or turban, I should call it, she's over 60. So I was just thinking of something that will not be too loud, though I'll show you the different ways I can place the design on the cap, but I chose a pattern that I think will be better and best for our age. All right, so this is the design. So I will be fixing it to the cap. First of all, I will start by fixing the pleat, which is the gather that I made, on the cap. So I will sew it on the cap, and then I'll show you the rest part of the video. So it's just for me to use my needle and thread to attach it the way you see me using my hand to arrange it now. So you just need to sit properly, that's all. Ensure that it's sitting properly, no part of it is galloping. I'm done fixing it now. So the next thing I will do is that I will take a measurement that will allow me to cut out the part that I don't need. I want it to step a little bit on the neck. So because of that, I will just cut it by the part of the neck there. I'll just cut it by that part. And also, you don't need to allow it to be too long, because if you try to tie it when it's too long, it will pose some kind of challenges when you try to tie it if the back is too long. Assuming I'm not cutting out the parts that I ought to cut out, when I try to tie it, it will meet with something, with an obstacle that will not allow it to go down. So it's good you trim, know the size you want and trim. Some persons might be wondering, how do I know the size I want? Easy way, put it on your head and look at the distance from which you can tie, and it will not pose any hindrance. That is, wear it on your head like you are going to tie it, so you will know where to hold and you will know where to cut out of it, because it has to be in a way that it can be easily tied. You understand? All right, so this is just uh, concerning this particular part. um, I'm just sewing the part, pleating and ensuring that it is well arranged, after which I will just cut out the excess part like I did with the first part that I showed to you. Yes, so I do hope you are following this video and you are also understanding what I am explaining. If there is any question that you think you need to ask, any part you think is not clear enough, you can drop it on my comment box. I will respond to you as soon as I find it. All right, so you can see that from both edges I have trimmed out the parts that are not needed. The next thing I will do is to fix my handle on the edges, because uh, from the back I have an handle, but that handle is on the cap. So you can choose to use handle on the cap, or you can use belt, that is that hook and loop belt on the cap, which will help you to hold it firm before uh, attaching the back, that is the top, to it. So right now I just feel like uh, letting you see this aspect where I have to fix the handle. I feel like letting you see it, because some persons might not understand how to fix it. So that's why I'm just showing this video, all right, so that you see how I fix the handle. You see that I first fold in the edge, after which I use my needle to sew carefully and ensure that it is not too visible. So after doing that, I will come and knit up the belt by folding the way you are seeing now, and then I will sew it straight. All right, that will keep it neat enough for me. And what I did to this first part, I will also repeat on the second, and on the second handle, please. All right, so I am done. Both handles are ready, the cap is ready. It's just to place the design. Like I said, my client is over 60, though she's a yoppy mommy, you understand? So, but I feel like I don't really want to do something that look like too childish for her or too much for her age. She's ready to wear anything I make for her, but at least I just use my own mind to like cool it down a little. So you can actually place this on the front, on the back, on top, anywhere that you feel is okay, is perfect for the design. But because I've told you that my client is over 60, I chose to place my design at the back, because it will come out cooler. It will look more cool and matured, especially for her age. So the bow tie, I'm placing it behind. But when you look at it, you can see that I actually belt the bow tie, and the part that the part I belted is the part facing front on the back. So the part that is supposed to be the rough part is the part I have used to like attached to the pleat, so it will not be seen. Do you understand? It's not necessary, it will not be seen. So the part that will be showing behind, that's where the bow um, belt is, so that it will be neat enough. So you can just see how it looks. What my client wanted is she needs something that will look like a cap. At the same time, it should be like a gele. She wants to be able to wear it to occasions, and she also wants to be able to wear it to church. So this is just what I was able to come up with. I love it. I love it so much. Sometimes they make this design with twist, but I chose to do it with the pleated. I don't want twist, I don't want matting, because it has to look like a gele and at the same time look like a cap. So this is it. This is it. I thank you so much for stopping by my channel. I'm so grateful to all of you that have subscribed to my channel. And if today is your first time stopping by Creative Ends platform, please do not forget to subscribe before leaving today. Yes, all right. This channel promises to get better. Just stay tuned. All right. So this is all for today's video. I will see you in my next video by the grace of God. Stay safe. Take care of yourself. For me, bye for now. Bye.